Welcome back to the channel, and today we are just over 1 full month away from the full release of College Football 26. With the new game this year and an influx of FBS teams moving from conference to conference, we also see two FCS teams make the jump to the FBS level as well. The Delaware Fighting Blue Hens and the Missouri State Bears are the two new additions you will see this season. So in this video, I wanted to cover the history of each team and what to expect of top players and team play styles so you all are ready to go on launch day. Also, down in the description below, be sure to check out our Dynasty tracker for College Football 26, keeping up with the same system from last year, assuming that EA Sports just doesn't give us a ton of history in the game. This should get you all set up great. We added the new teams to this Dynasty tracker, so be sure to check that out if you want that down in the comments below. Without further ado, let's jump straight into it and cover these two teams. The first team I will cover is going to be the Bears from Missouri State. Located in Springfield, Missouri, they are only a 3-hour drive or so from the Tigers in Columbia. Although the teams are in-state opponents, they have only played twice, about 100 years apart, as the Tigers are 2-0 in the series and won 10-6 in the first matchup in 1923 and 72-43 in the second and final matchup on September 2nd, 2017. But they are planning to revive the series with 2 games scheduled in 2029 and 2033. The Bears' first season was in 1909, and they have been playing continuously ever since. The unfortunate thing for the Bears is that they do not have any standing FBS rivals, but with Arkansas State being in close proximity and relative competitive strength, that leaves the door open for one down the road. They are led by head coach Ryan Beard in his 3rd season this year with a 12-11 record in his tenure with the team. The school holds a 429, 532, and 39 record and has been able to win 10 conference titles, with the most recent one coming in 2020 season, where they were the co-champs of the Missouri Valley Conference when they were coached by longtime FBS head coach Bobby Petrino. They have also been able to make the FCS playoffs 5 separate times with a record of 1-4, with the most recent appearance coming in 2020 and 2021 with Petrino still at the helm. The Bears also call the Robert W. Plaster Stadium home, which is one of the older stadiums down in the FBS, as it was constructed in 1941 but has gone through significant updates since. It will seat 17,500 fans, which is good for 7th smallest in the FBS, just ahead of UMass, and 3rd smallest in the Conference USA, ahead of Sam Houston State and Kennesaw State. The Bears also have had some moderately successful NFL draft picks, as 3 of their current players are Eric Johnson, a defensive end for the Colts, Dylan Cole, who has played for the Titans and the Bears at linebacker, and Jacardia Wright, their running back from last season, who is on the Seattle Seahawks. But with their roster in this year's game, be sure to look out for Jacob Clark, the 6'5" former 3-star who is a starting quarterback for his senior season after passing for over 3,500 yards and 26 touchdowns and a near 70% completion percentage, along with a former Ole Miss tight end in Dylan Hipp, who is as a freshman for the Rebels last season. You should have some good targets to throw to. They also have a ton of transfer portal additions from the FBS programs like Kansas State, Arkansas, Missouri, and Louisville. And the other program we will see for the first time in game are the Fighting Blue Hens of Delaware, located in Newark, Delaware. It is obviously the first ever FBS team in Delaware State history and is located closely to a ton of other FBS programs like Rutgers, Temple, Army, and Maryland, to name a few. The Blue Hens do have one standing FBS rivalry with JMU, with 27 meetings under their belts. Delaware leads the series by a slight margin of 14-13, with the last win coming in 2021 and their next scheduled meeting next season in 2027. Their current head coach has led the team for 3 seasons so far, amassing 26 wins and only 11 losses in that time frame. Although he was not able to add any hardware to their packed trophy case, he did lead them to back-to-back second-round appearances in the FCS playoffs in 2022 and 2023. Speaking of hardware, Delaware is a former powerhouse of the FCS ranks with a solid collection of titles highlighted by 6 national championships, with the most recent coming in 2003. The university also sports a 741, 485, and 44 record and have been playing since 1989. The team will be leaving their former conference of the Coastal Athletic Association for the Conference USA along with the Bears, and will bring the conference to a total of 10 teams for the 2025 season, albeit for only 1 season, as UTEP will be moving west to the Mountain West Conference in 2026. The Blue Hens also call Tubby Raymond Field home since the 1952 season, With a capacity of 23,000 fans, it places this middle-aged stadium at the 14th smallest in the FBS ranks, right between Ball State and Pitbull Stadium of FIU. Although relatively small, it is still the middle of the conference at the 7th largest for next year in Conference USA, and will be smack in the middle once UTEP leaves next year with the Sun Bowl. Delaware also sports some pretty notable NFL talent, with the most notable being Joe Flacco, the former Super Bowl MVP, as he called the school home for the 2005 to the 2007 seasons. The Blue Hens were once one of the most prolific wing teen offenses in the nation, but have since modernized, and behind Cardi's up-tempo style should be a high-scoring, high-tempo team in Conference USA. Last year, they had some injuries at quarterback that saw Year 2 starter Ryan O'Connor missed the season after just 4 games, but he looks to recover in a big way. But with his unproven receiver core, it may be difficult. But out of the backfield, they have a duo of running backs that could cause chaos. Jonathan Silver is a receiving focused back at 5'10", 200 pounds, and was able to rush for 844 yards with 6 touchdowns and receive for another 120 or so. Saeed St. Fleur is another man in the backfield and should be their option number 2 after seeing limited carries last year, but he was still also able to put up 200 yards and 2 touchdowns and should see his role expand this year. The Blue Hens also saw less transfer portal volatility this year and should have most of their core back for the 2025 season. And with that, that is the newest addition to College Football 25 in terms of teams. So I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you are going to use one of these 2 teams in your all's dynasty. I think the Delaware Blue Hens are definitely a better team on paper over the Bears, and they could be somebody that plays into the Conference USA title race down the line this year. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, leave a like down below. It helps out the channel grow, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
And a huge shout out to Chris, our very first premium channel member. Thanks for all your support, man. It's really appreciated.